Speaking Guide. What is this manual? This is a quick study book to give you some tips to prepare for your test. You have some tips in the previous units for every language skill. Let's continue with the speaking. Remember that this exam has a conversation part, so you do the exam with a partner. The monologue should be carried out on your own. Skills needed. In order to do well in the speaking test, you must be able to understand and use the language of social interactions. Describe and compare. Express your opinion. Discuss a subject and come to a decision. Speak using a good range of B2 level vocabulary and grammatical structures. Organize your thoughts and express them clearly. Parts included in the test. The speaking paper has two parts. One part is the conversation, where the examiner gives you instructions and some written prompts. The teacher asks both candidates, A plus B, to discuss a topic for around 4 to 5 minutes. Usually, the examiner gives you in between 2 to 3 minutes to prepare. This part focuses on exchanging ideas, expressing and justifying opinions, agreeing and/or disagreeing, suggesting, speculating, evaluating, negotiating, etc. Your best asset here is to have a back and forth conversation, where you ask and answer questions, helping your partner when necessary. Your teacher at IEDIB has already provided you with some useful language to have the tools you need in order to keep this back and forth conversation on. Another part is the monologue, where the examiner gives you instructions plus a set of questions. You have around 2 to 3 minutes to prepare, then the teacher asks you to start your monologue, speaking for about 3 minutes. This part includes an interaction with the examiner, so they can ask you a question related to the topic you prepared, to spark spontaneous conversation. The most challenging part of this exam is to elaborate an organized, clear speech, where you show that you can produce a variety of structures and that you have no limitations regarding vocabulary. A nice way to prepare this part is by enhancing your speech in logical order, that is to say, by using the right connectors to join ideas. Tips. Don't make your answers short. Always try to add a justification and to reason your answer, elaborating a solid response. Keep the interaction natural and organic as possible. You will gain marks if you ask the other candidate questions and respond to what they are saying. Try to keep a balance in the interactions. It means that you are listening carefully to what they say. Practice using reply questions as to gain marks for interacting naturally. Some examples. A. I used to play football for my school. B. Did you? Were you good? A. I've never eaten Spanish food. B. Haven't you? It's really nice. There are no right or wrong answers. If you run out of ideas to answer, invent the information. The examiner will not assess your personal opinion, so feel no pressure to say something intellectual, let your answer flow. Control your speech velocity. You can practice it by timing yourself while you practice, so you will learn not to speak too fast or too slowly. If you speak too fast, the examiner can have problems comprehending your ideas, and you can run out of ideas quickly. On the contrary, if you keep it too slow, it may also affect comprehension, and too much hesitation erodes fluidity. During your preparation time, especially in your monologue, try to have an impressive structure and organization. Think about your opening, your arguments, and don't forget to add examples. Also, a pleasant wrap-up, making a brief summary of what you said, leaves the examiner with the best of the impressions. Pronunciation. The examiner does not expect you to speak with a native speaker accent. The important thing is to speak clearly so that people can understand you easily. Although, an effort is appreciated. You can record yourself speaking in English and show it to a close friend, so they can let you know if you have any pronunciation, intonation, or even stress problems. In particular, ask them if it is easy to understand what you are saying. What words do they have difficulty understanding? Practice saying the words you have the most trouble with. Don't be scared to correct yourself while speaking. It's an excellent way of showing the examiner that you do know the correct word or grammar item. But you must also show that you can speak for quite a long time, and this will be challenging if you correct yourself all the time. It is best to correct some mistakes, but try to relax and speak as fluently as possible. Some phrases to use in your speaking test. To express likes and dislikes. I quite fancy. I'm quite not fond of. I've always been keen on. I've got a soft spot for. I don't enjoy. I can't stand. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not that bothered about. X doesn't really appeal to me. I've never really fancied. To express your opinion. As far as I'm concerned. As I see it. For my part. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I suppose. I've always been of the opinion that. If you asked me. In my view. It seems to be that. It's not something I've given much thought to. Perhaps. Speaking for myself. To my mind. Connectors to organize your thoughts. Comparing, although, but, compared to, however, on the one hand, on the other hand. Giving reasons, because of, so, in order to. Giving examples, for example, for instance, to give you an example. Adding, the first reason is, the second reason is, also, what is more, finally. Concluding, so all, in general, to sum up. I hope this guide about the speaking test is helpful to understand the skills that you need to put into practice. The next unit will include another guide with more tips.